Conor McGregor is probably one of the most confident athletes in sports history. Whenever he was asked about his upcoming fights, he spoke with absolute certainty on how he was going to beat his opponents. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining you 4 elements of Conor's rock-solid confidence and give you actionable takeaways from those 4 elements to take action in your personal life and to be more confident. So let's dive into the first element. And take a look at what Conor said about his confidence after his fight against Jose Aldo.
Ever since you came to the UFC, the confidence has been sky high. You said you were going to be the champion. You said you were going to take over. You've achieved all that and probably more. You really have taken over the sport. Undoubtedly the biggest star in it. Where does this confidence come from? What were you like as a child? Were you always like this? Did you know you were destined for greatness?
Confidence grows through work ethic, through seeing what's happening around you, and that's it. I put the work in and it's paying off, and I truly believe that my work is the correct work.
So as you can see, the biggest element to confidence is hard work and an unstoppable work ethic, as Conor McGregor said. In order for you to be able to be confident, you have to be insanely good in what you do. And that means you have to practice your skills. Practice, practice, practice. The more relevant experience that you have, the more confident you are going to be at a certain thing. In Conor's case, he has been fighting since he was a little kid, so he has the relevant experience. But let me ask you a question. Is it possible for a person who has never talked publicly in his entire life to go and give a huge presentation about something that he has no idea about to 10,000 people confidently? Of course, the answer is going to be no. He doesn't have the relevant experience and he is not probably good at it at all. So first element of Conor's confidence is you have to master your craft. When you see the fear in your opponent's eyes and know for a fact that you can beat him, the confidence comes along with it. And our first learning lesson is going to be practice whatever it is that you want to get confident at. The more you do something, the more comfortable you are going to get while doing it. Whether that's giving a presentation, talking to the camera, or asking someone out, it doesn't matter. The more you do something, the confident you are gonna get at doing it. But what do we do if we don't actually have the chance to practice it? Because the truth is, you might get just one shot at your UFC title fight or a very important presentation that you have to give. So how to build that relevant experience without actually having to do it? Let's look at what Conor says in a press conference about this exact topic.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was asking you on Thursday about his right hand.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what you told me?
I said his right hand would get him into trouble. It's the shot I predicted. I said he'd overload on his right hand. I said I'd slip. I said I'd bang the left hook, and that's what happened.
How do you do that? How do you predict these
if
things?
you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So.
From this clip, we can easily see that before Conor stepped into the octagon, he actually went through these fights maybe hundreds of times in his mind, and that is what we call visualization. Our minds are actually very, very bad, maybe even terrible at differentiating what actually happened in reality and what we think is actually happening. So when you are visualizing a moment, second by second, how everything is going to progress, how you are going to actually behave, what you are going to do, and that means you're actually gaining relevant experience without actually having to do it. So basically, he thought about stepping into that octagon when his opponent is Jose Aldo, punching him with that left hook, and all of those things maybe hundreds of times before he actually in reality stepped into that octagon. And that is what we call visualizing. With the help of visualization, you can see Conor McGregor predicting his fights exactly. The round he is going to KO his opponents, when he is going to do them, and also like how those KOs, knockouts are going to happen. He can actually predict all of those things exactly, and that is why people call him Mystic Mac. So the second element to Conor's confidence is going to be visualizing. Visualizing whatever it is that you want to get confident at. And probably the best combination that you can ever have is going to be first, having that relevant experience, actually practicing for that thing, and second, visualizing it so that you actually have the both sides, because it is scientifically proven that when you actually visualize whatever it is that you want to get confident at the same time practice it, you get at least 2 times more confident at whatever it is that you're trying to get better at than just the people who are just start practicing it in real time. So visualizing is a very, very important point. Our third element for Conor's confidence is going to be focusing on what you can control in a certain situation. Let's watch a quick clip from Conor's early days to see what he thinks about this.
There is no opponent, there's no Jose Aldo. Who the f is Jose Aldo? There's no one. You're against yourself. You know what I mean? You're against yourself.
So when you just focus on what you have and what you can control and not think about external distractions, you get confident. The people who lack confidence focus on the things they don't have control over. For example, when they are giving a presentation, they think about everything that can actually go wrong. They think about the people, if they're gonna judge them. Like, they think about, will people judge me? Will people think that my presentation is stupid? Will people think that I'm not prepared enough? These are the things that the people who are already lacking confidence thinks about. If you are confident, you don't actually think about those things. You focus on what you have and you focus on what you can control. And when you just step back for 1 second and prepare your internal mindset, nothing external can break it. So our third element is going to be he focuses on the things that he has control over. And our third learning lesson is going to be don't focus on external distractions, because when you have the internal mindset is ready, nothing external can break it. So until now, we talked about more internal stuff. However, I personally think that what makes Conor McGregor so freaking confident is his body language, the way he opens up, the way he takes up space. Now I'm going to show you a couple of clips that I found on the internet. I'm gonna have links in the description down below, of course, for them. And I want you to find one similar quality on Conor's body language in all of those parts. Just find one similar quality. So what do they have in common? Conor takes up space as much as possible when he's talking. Normally, whenever we are feeling kind of like in a discussion uncomfortable, what we actually naturally do is we tend to close up. We tend to do like this. We never actually open up. We never put our, for example, elbows onto the desk, because that is actually what confident people do. When you are in an uncomfortable situation, you tend to close up. So this is actually absolutely not what McGregor does. This is kind of like opposite of what McGregor does, because the moment you start to kind of like close up, it is the moment you actually look like you're worried. So what Conor McGregor does is, the moment he actually feels a little uncomfortable, the moment when a discussion starts, he actually starts to take up more and more space as much as he actually needs. This may seem a little weird in the first 2 seconds, but right after that the weird moment goes off, you actually feel like you have a lot more confidence, and that is absolutely what Conor McGregor does. Even though the huge portion of confidence is actually mental, it is actually inside of your brain, but if you can show it with your behaviors, then what's the point? So a quick summary on what we learned in this video. First, practice your skill, master your craft, get better at every single day, get more experience, because the more relevant experience that you have, the more confident you are going to get, and that is a fact. And the second is, visualize yourself doing that difficult thing again and again, so that you can actually gain more relevant experience without actually having to do that thing. And the third one is, focus on what you can control and never let external distractions enter your mind. And the fourth one is, focus on your body language and take as much space as you need. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you got some value out of it, and if you did, smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.